If you want to know what poverty in America looks like, well, this is it. Incredibly, this entire block here is pretty much made up of dilapidated, abandoned houses. Incredibly, some people are still living in between this, though.
140 million poor people living in poverty in America.
Children who are hungry, extreme poverty in this country.
Challenge to the conscience of our nation.
We need to talk about what's happening.
About 1 out of every 6 people that you pass could be living in poverty.
Almost half the people in the United States living in poverty.
It's a quiet afternoon when I decide to visit my local library. After some searching, I finally find the book that had been on my mind. That was until I came across a book recommended to me on social media. First published in 2010, Where Children Sleep by James Mollison is a poignant photo series born from the author's reflections on his own childhood room. The book aims to highlight children's rights in a unique and powerful way, carefully avoiding cliches. As I flip through its pages, reality hits me as I'm incredibly fortunate to have been born into a financially stable family. The images before me, showing where children from all corners of the globe sleep, tell a stark and undeniable story of inequality. We hear the story of a 4-year-old boy whose home is a single mattress shared with both of his parents. Originally from Romania, the family begged on the streets to afford tickets to Rome and live in a tent. They were soon forced to leave when the police evicted them for trespassing on private property. Now they sleep together on that mattress in the open. Lacking identity documents or work papers, the parents are unable to find legal employment. The boy spends his days sitting by the curb while his parents clean car windscreens at traffic lights, earning just 30 to 50 cents at a time. No one in his family has ever attended school, and his parents cannot read or write. Now let's shift our focus to a city called Naples, also in Italy, where we meet 17-year-old Antonia. Unlike the first child, Antonia lives with his mother in a well-equipped apartment. His room is filled with possessions, a collection of 10 pairs of sneakers, a computer he spends most of his time on, and a comfy bed, among other things. According to Mollison's writing, Antonia is a bodybuilder, following a strict diet to build stamina and gain weight. He rides his bike, a birthday gift from when he was 14, to school, though he shows little interest in his studies. Even though they come from the same country, the contrast between Antonia's room and that of the first child is striking. While Antonia enjoys numerous privileges, the first child's situation is constrained by his family's hardships, leaving him a little opportunity to change his circumstances. Mollison's book shows children in all types of circumstances. I wanted something inclusive, not just focusing on needy children, he said. His work, featuring environments from the US, Brazil, China to Kenya, addresses complex social issues in an accessible manner for all ages by reflecting on the central role of the bedroom in shaping identity. The book also aims to interest and engage its readers in the lives of children around the world, and the diversity of circumstances in which children sleep and grow, and in some of the social issues that affect them. Because children are deeply shaped by their environment from a young age, the book encourages awareness and empathy. It helps readers grasp how different conditions, cultures, and challenges influence the lives of young people around the world, circumstances they had no choice in. It's a simple reality, but one that's often overlooked. If you have a roof over your head, 3 meals a day to fill you up, and access to education, you're already wealthier than a large portion of the world's population. Consider this: around 10% of people globally live in extreme poverty, struggling to survive on less than $2.15 a day. Many more lack a reliable access to basic needs like adequate shelter, consistent food, and education. In fact, by just having these essentials, you're more fortunate than about 80 to 90% of people around the world. This estimate considers not only financial wealth, but also access to essential services and resources that many people around the world do not have. Lacking education and healthcare, and with some even facing the harsh realities of violence and war. Revealing how socially disadvantaged children often fall behind due to fewer opportunities for social, physical, and mental growth compared to their peers. Without external support, these children are likely to face challenges that'll hinder them later in life, preventing them from reaching their full potential. Using a 4x5 camera, Mollison captured these intimate spaces with a careful eye, acknowledging the emotional weight of his work. I saw some very upsetting situations while doing this project I needed to make in order to realize a successful picture, but the moments of sadness came while doing the interviews afterwards or in the evening when I could reflect on what I'd seen, he noted. Since I was young, I've always had the urge to complain about how tough my life is. While there's no right or wrong in expressing frustration over life's hardships, it's important to focus on gratitude rather than resentment. Be grateful and not hateful, especially when you realize that just by watching this video, you're in fact more fortunate than at least 80% of the world.